a minor. He had been chatting up a minor and wanting to have sexual relations with this minor. Now, it was not indicated how old this minor is, but they made it in such a way that he was supposed to meet her up at a certain location. Unfortunately for him, he got caught by police, right? And they were interviewing him like, oh, so you want to come meet up with the minor so you can go have some sexual relations with the girl? And he was trying so hard to, make excuses for himself. I wonder what has become of him. But another interesting one was the man who is obviously an adult, who was caught lying about his age. This man should be way into his 30s. If it's not 40, I don't know. But this is somebody who was claiming to be 50 years old. And for whatever reason it is, it was kind of embarrassing. And so he was trying to beat the UK immigration while he was being asked of his age, because they have a rule that those who are below a certain age cannot be just, deported or taken out of the UK and all of that. And in his own case, I guess he was caught up by immigration and they were trying to find a way of getting him out or deported back to the country. And he pleaded the fact that he was just 15 years old. Okay, I want you to listen to this voice note of the man crying practically and begging and claiming that he's 15 years old. All right, so just listen a bit to the voice note and I'll be right back.
No, please, believe me, please, I swear, please.
A flight from Lagos, Nigeria has just landed. At the desk is Officer Bali Ruprai. She's been part of the passport team at Heathrow for almost 7 years.
Just take your passports and your landing card. Okay, just the one passport, yeah?
Yes.
All the passengers have passed through, except for one.
Yes.
This man says he's a security guard in London and has permission to work here. But his passport has a fake document. Officer Ruprai has noticed the stamp belongs to a woman.
We have an indefinite leave stamp which is in the document. This has, the pages that the stamp is on has simply been taken out of somebody else's genuine passport and stitched into this document.
To get this far on a false document, he will have completely avoided the British High Commission in Lagos and hoodwinked airline staff on boarding the plane.
Is this you? Okay, I just need you to come with me. Right, I'm going to go downstairs to search your bags. Okay? Do you know why we've stopped you today? Okay, we're not happy with your document. Is this your document? No? It is your
Now
document.
it's time for a bag search with Officer Ruprai and her colleague, Officer Televantu.
What's your real name?
My name is Okebla Benson.
Sorry?
Okebla Benson.
Okay, whose is this passport?
I have a problem for where I came
Okay,
from.
answer the question, please. This passport, who does it belong to?
The passport,
Yes.
there's somebody that gave it to me. We normally
Okay.
call him Uncle London. I have
that's
problem
fine.
at home now.
Right. We need to search your bags and then, okay, 1 second. We need to search your bags and then after we will go upstairs and we will talk about what problem you have. Okay?
First thing is, where did you get the passport from?
There's a good Samaritan that gave it to
A
me.
Good Samaritan?
Yeah.
Good Samaritans forge passports nowadays.
In Lagos.
In Lagos?
Yeah, so I expressed everything to him.
Okay.
I told him everything that happened.
Okay. Okay, this looks like a crib sheet. It says here, where do you work? I am a security officer in Oak Kent Road. These are the answers that you were giving us on the desk.
I'm just doing it on my own, sir, because I know that...
Is that correct? Isn't that what you said on the desk? You did say that I work on the Oak Kent Road. Is that correct? Yeah? That is correct, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. What else are you not telling us?
I said I have problem at home.
Okay, you keep saying you've got problems.
Yeah.
We've told you we'll come to those later. Okay, but for us to be able to help you, you have to be honest with us now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm telling
No
you
point
the
being.
truth,
Yeah. No point telling us any stories. So, what is your real name again? Sorry, I've forgotten.
My name?
Your real name, yeah.
My name?
Yes.
Benson.
Benson. Can you just write on the back of this card your date of birth? 17 September 1993.
Yes, sir.
17 September 1993. That makes you, by my crude calculations, 15.
Yeah.
You're 15 years old.
Well, by 17th of September, I will become 16.
You on the 17th of September. Okay.
Okay, guys, just help me calculate that. 1993 to 2025 is 15 years old. I mean, why do Nigerians do that? Or some Nigerians do this, this sort of thing. Like, the guy was desperate. You could see how desperate for those of you who have watched this mini documentary and have actually, you observed, he was practically like crying, begging, like his life depended on it. But anyway, the end of the whole situation for that young man was that he was taken to a certain place to stay and then he escaped, as is very typical with some Nigerians that do that. And it has become a sort of, it's like a stain on us. Like, Nigerians are so desperate to leave, so desperate. But even if you want to leave, just leave in a legal way. Don't lie now. At some point in time, I think they were asking him on something and he was saying something about 1990. 1990 to 2025. I think he was asked about his age or something. When was the last time he did something? He said 1990, and then he was asked about his age. Write it. He said 1993, and that he's going to be 16 very soon. I don't know how 1993 translates to being 15. Someone who is even born in 2000 and let's say 2005. Right? That's like 20 years old already. And then you were born in 1993. How come you're 15 years old? Anyways, that's one of the videos that has been trending around. And the guy has escaped, but he cannot escape for too long. I'm sure he'll be found out and deported right back to his home that he keeps saying he has problems with. So, I think this just speaks to the fact, like, you want to japa, you want to go, it's okay. But make sure you follow the rules. Make sure you don't go through Uncle London, because according to him, Uncle London helped him with the papers and stuff like that. Uncle London obviously messed him up. There was this other video, where some Nigerians who were feeling very embarrassed about the activities of some Nigerians who are posing as agents, trying to bring in people in a very fake way, actually exposed them with their pictures, their names, and called on Nigerians to be very careful. If you want to travel to the UK or any other country, please don't go through these people, because on record, they have already defrauded Nigerians to the tune of, in fact, there's one that had defrauded Nigerians to the tune of £500,000. That's how much these people make of desperate people who are very, very, very eager to just leave Nigeria. So they can just give you money and they give you fake documents and you go to the immigration and you get into some trouble. So please be careful. I know people want to leave and nobody says you should not leave, but when you do so, ensure you go through the process, the very, very stringent process of clearing everything that needs to be cleared. Dot your I's, cross your T's, ensure that your documents are real. Don't go lying because you think you do it here and you get away with it. It may not necessarily be like that. And this guy has just become an object of, conversation on social media and people laughing all about it. But it's just a very pathetic thing, if you ask me. Okay, we move on to another issue that has been on or is still on the social media, and that is a possible coalition, a 2027 coalition, between Obi and Atiku, even though there have been denials here and there. But, Punch carried this paper, this news, I think sometime yesterday, which has gotten lots of people talking about that. There were indications that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar may have offered the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi a vice presidential role in a joint single-term ticket. Now, reliable multiple sources involved in the coalition efforts who requested anonymity due to a lack of authorization to speak on the matter actually said that the proposal was initially discussed during a meeting between Atiku and Obi early this year in the UK. The insiders disclosed that Atiku is committed to serving a single 4-year term and Obi has agreed to be the former VP's running mate. However, the ex-Anambra governor was said to be working to secure the backing of his core loyalists, and that's it. But like I said, some have come out to deny, there have been denials here and there, but we don't know how that is possible and what that may entail. another collaboration between Obi and Atiku? Is that even possible? Looking at the fact that right now, in the unspoken zoning formula, which is not expressly written, but which many of the parties tend to observe, even though we saw that working against the PDP, and like many people would say that Atiku shouldn't have come out in the last year's election because that worked against the PDP, seeing that the North had just completed 8th year through Buhari. So naturally you would expect that this would go back to the South as Tinubu came out, as a candidate of APC and won, and now getting closer to 2027 or looking at 2027 because we're still, here. We're closer to 2025 than 2027. Let's put it that way, But of course, the permutations have started already. People are talking about 2027 as if it's just around the corner. And we've seen coalition, whether it's the SDPs of this world trying to emerge because El-Rufai and a couple of other people have defected to that place, or is it the Atiku of this world trying to have a merger or trying to have some sort of strong partnership with Obi again? Is that possible? I don't even know. What would that speak for 2027? I guess, but Nigerians are watching and are keeping their fingers crossed to know if that would actually be a possibility. We have to take a commercial right now. I'll be back.
We'll be back in a moment.
Lots of people dream of studying abroad, but choosing the right agency, that's the real challenge. That's why Study Now Educare Limited is here. From
And the title was Peter Obi and Coalition Clarification. Now, this is what that letter actually said, which is also online and trending. It says the Obedient movement has been inundated with calls from our members within and outside the country, including other members of the public, regarding a media publication claiming that our principal, Peter Obi, has been offered a running mate position to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in the new coalition being formed ahead of 2027. Even though the publication is imaginary to the author, we find it appropriate to react in view of possible far-reaching misconception in the public space. While frank and cordial engagement with our partners and stakeholders towards coalition continue amicably, the Obedient movement would like to state emphatically that there is no truth or basis to the reports whatsoever. Without any risk of contradiction, we would like to reiterate that Mr. Obi has maintained that his objective and his involvement in the coalition is to provide a united front against and to tackle issues of bad governance, corruption, hunger, poverty, poor healthcare, out-of-school children, and a myriad of other problems daily afflicting the people of Nigeria. We want politics that is progressive, standing firmly with the people and serving the great people of Nigeria, and not politics just for the sake of grabbing power. At this point in time, Mr. Peter Obi remains in the Labour Party, and if ever this changes, he will make that announcement himself, and it was signed by Nana Kazaure, Director, Strategic Communication and Media, Obedient Movement. That was as at yesterday that this was released on social media, on X particularly. You find that. Now, some some reactions. Let me just read some reactions to this story. Someone who goes by Chibe says, "Fire, don't catch the kite where Atiku fly this morning. Waziri, go and rest. You have done all you can do, and any attempt to contest in 2027 would end in shame and prove that you're selfish. Old man who helped the APC get into power and is helping APC stay in power." Okay, that's one of the reactions there. And then another one known as Vibe News Nigeria said, "Now I understand why Atiku lost it with people like you and at Renom Omokri around him," right? Still trying to react to that news, and of course, trying to make their stands known and displeasure known about this news. Most of them, of course, are obedient. Someone said Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar should join forces to build a stronger Nigeria. They are not the enemy. Unlike those power-obsessed, let me not use that word, siphoning funds, thinking we're blind to their schemes. And this is according to a certain Kish, who is also reacting to this news and cheering Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi to get together. But then lastly, let me just take this reaction. Doubtless thou at my father said, "Must Atiku Abubakar be president? This desperation is getting ridiculous. Wallahi, there must be an end to ambition. You don't have to die before you know you're not destined to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria." Anyways, these are some just reactions on the issue, on the story of a possible coalition between Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see how that pans out to be. Okay, let's move on to another story, yet again trending. I mean, it's no news that the Pope was installed. Pope Leo XIV was installed on Sunday as the Pope and also the head of the Vatican, which is a sovereign nation on its own. Okay. Now, the interesting part of that is that President Bola Tinubu, first of all, was sighted in that ceremony in a very dapper suit. He was looking totally different from the Tinubu that we know. The normal, traditional kaftan he would wear with his insignia cap that he normally wears. But this time around, trust me, President Bola Tinubu was looking amazing. I mean, I give it to him. That look was 100 over 100 for me. And I'm like wondering, why is our president always wearing suits? He should appear more in suits, We will talk about dressing of presidents one of these days and get to debate about it. But seriously, he was looking good. But then outside of that, Peter Obi also comes into the picture in the sense that there were pictures of President Bola Tinubu and former Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi meeting up at the Vatican, cracking jokes, and it was such a pleasant sight to see, which has led many people to say, well, politicians don't have to be enemies, so to speak. Now, Bayo Onanuga tweeted something about that very historic and very, very symbolic meeting of President Bola Tinubu on the one hand, Fayemi on the other hand, and Peter Obi, who was seen shaking hands and laughing. Okay, this was what he tweeted. He said, President Bola Tinubu, Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate and former Ekiti Governor Kayode Fayemi met at Pope Leo XIV's installation mass on Sunday. Fayemi cited President Tinubu where he sat with other leaders and asked Obi to follow him to pay homage to the Nigerian leader. Obi agreed. And on getting to the president, Fayemi broke the ice between Obi and Tinubu. He said, "Mr. President, welcome to our church and thank you for honoring the Pope with your presence." President Tinubu, ever quick-witted, responded, "I should be the one welcoming you and Peter. I'm the head of the Nigerian delegation." The president's response cracked up Obi, who agreed with the president, and Obi said, "Yes, indeed, we are members of your delegation. Peter Obi and Fayemi are such Catholics and papal knights." That was what Bayo Nanuga tweeted to let Nigerians know, and backed it up with pictures of the three of them who were exchanging pleasantries, and also the president representing Nigerians very well in his suit. For me, that should be the trend, President Tinubu. I remember at the height of it, when Obama wore that color of suit, a carton-colored suit. Oh my God, that guy! The bashing and the mockery and the joke that they made out of him on social media was something else. But for me, I think it's quite interesting to see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on a suit without the normal cap, insignia cap that he wears. But yeah, that's one other story, trending, interesting, and so on and so forth. Okay, we have one more, but in the meantime, before we get there, let's just open up the lines and have you begin to bring in your reaction. Okay, if you have any of your reaction to the stories trending, let's have you talk about them on 0700 951 0000 and 08095974869. Then you can leave a voice note 2 minutes. If it is more than 2 minutes, I will not play it. All right. So just quickly leave a voice note or just type a message on WhatsApp on 08099930137. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Barrister Swat. How are you?
Oh, very fine. Thank you.
Thank you. So, nice one that our president attended post inauguration and the kind of rapport they created with key members of opposition groups. But this part of story you narrated did not carry the ugly part of president visit to that inauguration. So I don't want to state the bill, and it is already known in the public with the kind of international embarrassment setting out of Mr. President's son cost Nigeria. That's for that. On coalition talks, I believe coalition talk will not be meaningful without Peter Obi involvement. We must come for national unity, national integration. And Atiku has made reference to this about 2 months ago, that he's not a hell-bent of becoming Nigeria president, that he's ready to make sacrifices. So the issue of coalition talk is about making a great sacrifice on both sides, on everyone who is genuinely interested in uplifting Nigeria, on stopping this terrible mess that is going on. And I'm calling on opposition ranks. They should be very careful because there is a powerful propaganda machinery. They are ready to manipulate any information to brainwash or mislead the members of public. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Adola Victor.
All right. Welcome.
You see, Tinubu met in Rome and exchanged gifts. You see, I think by now, only 1 or 2 lessons from what happened in Rome, that these politicians know how to settle themselves and they know how to, at times, insult us. But at times, we giving ourselves on social media because of these places. Now, look at how they did when they met. The same way that children or that said are doing any social guard or anything like that, we see them. But we not see Nigerian masses. 1 or 2 lessons from what happened that it is not worth dying for politicians. They know how to, because at times they are enemies. Then as for the coalition, you see, as for the coalition, a lot of coalition that will work very well in this country without doing the needful. The opposition parties to be on the neck of the presidency and carry out electoral reform that will give us credible elections. Because if you come to the system does not allow you to have a credible election, all will be in vain. Because the present government, APC now, they are comfortable with this present electoral system. They don't want to reform. There are loopholes, there are lacunas that they will take, that we will definitely end out any opposition party. Because they know, some of them have been telling us now, there's no vacancy in Nigeria. They want to turn Nigeria into one party system. So let opposition party be on their neck. Let them carry out through a complete electoral system that will give credible and so that even though there will be merger or but if they go into an election with this flawed electoral system, APC will.
All right. I think that network wasn't so stable and all of that, but thank you. Thank you for calling. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Auntie Swat.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Yaya, the head boy.
All right, welcome.
Thank you, Auntie Swat. Well, Mr. President, Tinubu fired me in Rome. Let me say this, Madam Swat. I think I'm just watching you live now.
Okay.
I've never seen you in scarf, but I see you today wearing your scarf. And it looks good on you.
Thank you.
Looks so smart. So also that is what Mr. President do in this suit. I'm switching to watch his suit standing before the Pope. And Pope is telling him that I live in Nigeria for 4 years, and so on and so on. If there are pictures that he wear that his signature cap and that Bubadiga. I'm sorry, make him look not smart. Let me put it this way, not ugly. And but in the suit he looked so. But politicians generally are not enemies. It's only the masses they can make us to be enemies for. But when they meet, where they know that you can sponsor me on something, you can send me on donations and so on, they become friendly, they become friends. They are not more being, not only because you are not APC, you are not Labour Party, they don't do that because they know when something happens, you can send your donations, you can buy 20 cows and send for me, you can sign checks and sit on and so on. So they know where they meet. So it's better for us, the masses, to learn so that we could learn how to coexist with each other. That's just my submission. But they should look good on Mr. President anyway. Thank you very much for this.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Let me read one or two messages and I'll take on my last story so that we'll continue the conversation. Afternoon, Her Vocal Majesty Tinubu at the inauguration of the new Pope. It's a good one. I hope with this development, he will not come and present to Nigerians upcoming bishops like he did in the build-up of the 2023 election. This time around, Nigerians are expecting to see full and confirmed bishops in his build-up to 2027. Gabro from Lugbe. Okay, you have to bring that up, right? And so, good afternoon, 32 years of age, innocent from Guagua. Why are you telling me your age, Good afternoon, Swat. Seriously, is like that guy who is being arrested abroad has committed. Okay, yes, you are trying to calculate 1993, right? Okay, has committed crime here because the way he talks seems suspicious. That's talking about that guy in the viral video. Okay, we have a voice note here.
My name is Mr. Kingdom. Good afternoon. What I want to advise them about the issue of the coalition. If Atiku Abubakar is really sure that he's going to do 4 years, I don't have a problem about that. And also, they should understand that it's all about Nigeria, not all about grabbing power. To me, I agree with what they are talking about the coalition, and Peter Obi should accept the VP role so that this mess will stop in Nigeria. I plead with the obedient movement to agree if actually that the news is real. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much. Orjime or Hemen Cipran, Confidence on Facebook. By the way, we're live on Facebook. You can join us. He said the only coalition I will agree with is when Peter Obi is president and Atiku is vice, or Peter Obi is president and El-Rufai is vice. Well, let me tell you something. Atiku Abubakar cannot be vice president again. He has been vice president for 2 terms. So I'm not sure if you are aware of that. It's not even possible. So if anything, if he wants to appear on the voter card that you would make your choice, it has to be as president, backed up with someone. I mean, Peter Obi has not been president or vice president before, so it's his first time. So he can either go as a vice president or as a president, contesting under any platform or on any platform. But No, not Atiku Abubakar. Just to clear things up, though. Interesting. But what makes Atiku think he should be president and Bita will be vice president? Obi has more political value than Atiku. Obi only contested for president once and over 6 million votes. In the same election, Atiku, who has been contesting for president for almost 20 years, also had 6 million plus votes. Okay? Obi shouldn't accept VP. Let Atiku be VP. UM sent that in. Patrick in Newcastle said the desperation of some Nigerians to travel out of Nigeria needs to be checked. Why do everything to leave your country and refuse to do everything to fix your country? Honestly, some of us must change our mentality. The annoying part of this desperation is that they don't have anyone expecting in the countries they are paying so much and risking their lives to go. What is the use of spending 3 million naira to travel abroad and still be stranded abroad for months or years? I agree that things are not going well for us currently as a nation. Stay back and help change things. Let's start by obeying traffic lights next time we are in one. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Patrick. Right, the last story I wanted to actually bring about or to bring on board is that of the son of the president, who was said to have been stopped from seeing the Pope. You know, many news carried it, even though there have been arguments here and there. That is fake news. Okay, whether it's fake news or not, I mean, people are asking what actually happened, as there are papers that have carried that Sheikh Tinubu was blocked from greeting the Pope, you know, during the visit. He was going alongside his father. Unfortunately, though, they said, they said, no, you will not have access. He was tagging along with his father, like the story has it, that he was tagging along with his father, President Bola Tinubu, and he was blocked from shaking hands with the newly elected Roman Catholic Church Pope. Pope Leo XIV inside the Vatican. The younger Mr. Tinubu could only watch his father as his father was accorded the courtesy, while two senior clerics led the Nigerian president to greet the new pontiff. A protocol ensured that the younger Mr. Tinubu did not get close enough to have a papal handshake. The Nigerian president was invited with other world leaders to attend the solemn mass marking the beginning of the pontificate of His Holiness Pope Leo XIV, the 267th Bishop of Rome and the new leader of the Roman Catholic Church. Unfortunately, that has generated a lot of buzz across social media, with many people laughing. I mean, the video is there. If you check it, you will see. Some people reacting, as some of the reactions says, setting Tunde Moore said, Sheikh Tinubu don't turn bloggers to insomniacs again. While I know they finish sea cruise and fabrication a week. You know, those are part of those people who are saying that that's actually a fabricated story. Anyways, let's take on more. As we read more reaction and also take some from you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Your Excellency.
You're welcome.
I'm a member of Bakr Ali Babang Ali. I'm calling from PW Kubwa.
Okay.
First and foremost, my president will not be wearing suit. He will continue to wear his Miloko attire that he is known for.
Are you speaking as his spokesman, or you are just expressing your thoughts out to us?
I'm speaking as one of his
yeah,
former son that is still annoyed.
We don't recognize you as his spokesperson.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking as a card-carrying member of PC,
okay,
who supported him and voted and worked instrumentally and was instrumental to his becoming the president.
Yeah, we understand
that signature. That signature that is known for. We are not Europeans. Throw no go everywhere, but to make you wear on a bag. On the other side, you see, Barrister Swat. I do not think the opposition are truly ready for 2027. I think all these games they are playing, it is towards 2021. Look at the Labour Party. Look at the internal wrangling between Abure, Ahapa, Alazoti, this one. Look at the PDP. Every day it's emerged into either APC or look at the NNPP. Look, if these guys are really serious and they truly want to rescue APC, first and foremost is they must drop their ego. They must come together and present for middle candidate, that's when they will start 50% chance. It will be 50-50. But this way they are going, I do not see them agreeing to step down for one another. And if that happens, make anybody no come Nigerian for the blame INEC. Because if Obi and Atiku had worked like they worked in 2019 and worked in 2023, if you combine that, their 2 votes is almost 14 million. It would have been an unassailable lead. You understand? So it's a very simple thing. Me, I like in fact, they not come back together so that we will complete 2031, then any of them can take over. Because I do not see where Atiku said Obi should go come and be. You should have waited to hear it from official source. Or you did not hear anything from official source. You are already bringing press statement and signed by somebody.
Punch carried it. Different newspapers carried it. Punch newspaper carried it. Different newspapers, very reputable, trusted newspapers carried it. So it's
that Atiku said
yes.
Come and this running.
You can go and check the Punch of yesterday. It was on the news and in different other newspapers.
Well, if indeed he said that, there's nothing wrong. Obi was his running mate in 2019. They can go there, sign agreement that you could do your one term. By 2031, Obi take over. I don't see anything wrong with that.
All right.
Because the position, please permit me to put this last. No opposition can win Nigeria presidency 2027 without the input of Atiku. Everybody can downplay that. But it's the statement of fact. You know, I'm very used to saying unpopular things. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon, Barrister Swat.
Good afternoon.
Yesterday I was not able to talk. This is a network. He really dealt with me. Begin. I heard you don't say why I hear this guy's voice. Barrister Swat, my name is Chris and I'm calling from Lupe.
Welcome.
On a different platform this morning, I spoke as one. I'm a card-carrying member of the Labour Party and OPDS for that matter. In fact, I'm senior member of the POMAG, that is the Peter Obi Mandate Group. I told them that there was even in our platform where Peter Obi was speaking there. I was nothing like say he's going to accept vice president whatever to Atiku. People are just carrying what they don't know about. Because look, we tell people that Peter Obi is not even in charge of obedient movement. He is not. He cannot even contemplate being a vice president to anybody, talk less of Atiku. Because one, the presidency has been shifted to the north, rather the south. And if Tinubu has done 4 years, it's only somebody from the south that the Southerners will support to be the president for at least 4 years. And I keep telling people, you remember there was a time I said it. It is not how long. Our principal, that is where he reasons. It's not how long. It is how well. So if the northern politicians, especially the Erufai of this world, the articles of this world, if they offer him, say, okay, after 4 years, the remaining 4 years of the South, the power comes back. Peter will stand as the president, while either Erufai or this man for Meduguri was Zulu become the vice president to Peter Obi. I'm not sure Peter Obi will renege after 4 years. That is just the game. But if he tries it, of course, it's not going to happen because I'm very much aware. I'm right inside it. If I speak with you, some of our materials are here with me. He will not even try it. So
all right.
If he does, the entire South will abandon him. The obedient movement will abandon him. It will be like a leprous patient. So
thank you, Mr. Chris.
Don't contemplate that. Thank you very much.
Okay, appreciate. Let me read messages. Greetings, Vocal Majesty. Population is a vital factor in having a good market. USA introduced a visa diversification program to increase its population and bring in more diversity. Well, Kemi, like Trump, must strive to protect their interests because of the position they hold. Interestingly, the two of them are connected to ancestry immigrants. Yes, indeed. That's Banky. Thank you. Banky from Wuse. Hello, Swat. Trust you're better today. Some Nigerians abroad. Top where that's your message. Thank you. Good afternoon, Ma. Sorry, Ma. It happened some years back. Dele from Kuba. What exactly are you talking about, Mr. Dele? I don't know what you're saying. Olulade Abiodun, you said, good afternoon, Swat. Kemi is not from Nigeria, according to her. So, my dear sister, she has no root in Nigeria at all. And I want to suggest to her to change her skin color so that she can be European proper. My sister, most of these so-called travel agents are fake and wicked. They prepare fake documents to their clients, and at the end, people end up regretting. Then you said coalition or no coalition is all about selfish interest. These politicians are only interested in grabbing power, no more, no less, says Oludade Abiodun. Let me take 2 more messages, then come back to the lines. Swati Love, talking about the coalition, you can see that our northern brothers have not learnt any lesson after the monumental mistakes and colossal failure. If they won't queue behind Obi and give him all the support in 2027, then let the siege and Shege, is that, continue. Okay, is there any other country under the sun where their citizens struggle so hard to jet out and are subjected to all kinds of inhuman treatment? Deliverance is coming. The watch says the Patriot. Then this one, OGB1 said, please, someone should advise Atiku to leave Obi alone. We can't all be deceived. Moreover, this is the time of the South. If the North refuse to vote Obi as president, no problem. If you know those that are getting poorer, even having the presidency on their side, says OGB1. Hello? Hello?
Hello, my sister.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Swat.
Okay, just pause. Let's take a commercial, then we'll come right back.
Okay.
More talk.
This is Nigeria Info.